Welcome to the Week 4 video. You should be finishing up your first essay by now. You had a lot to wade through with 15 or 16 theories, but it sounds like it was useful and engaging for most of you, and I'm looking forward to reading your papers. Next week, we'll be looking at 8 theories about group and public communication. There's some organizational stuff thrown in there too. I'm a big fan of Wegg's ready, fire, aim approach myself, which may explain why we even have a master's program in communication, or why there's so much of it we haven't got right yet. There'll be some critical theories as well, which will seem more ideological than most of what we've had so far, but I encourage you not to throw the baby out with the political bathwater, so to speak. Even though this is Marxist orientation, there's some insights into how things work, or at least how the critical theorists think they should work. But before we leave the interpersonal stuff behind, I'm curious about a couple of things. First, did you notice that I was a little closer to the camera last week? Did you respond to that expectancy violation? You know, social information processing predicts that computer-mediated communication mimics face-to-face communication. In other words, most interpersonal theories still apply. Do you agree? In a world where Google just paid $1.6 billion for YouTube, what is the implication of all this additional audio and video content? Does it aggravate or augment the views of this theory? I'm not sure. My view is not a lot. I mean, people, I think, are always selective self-presentation oriented, and it doesn't really matter what format that's in. I'm also curious about the social exchange stuff. I mean, ever since Becker won his Nobel Prize for using market models to predict interpersonal living, this has dominated social science research. Fromm says that people fall in love when they find the best object available on the market considering their own social exchange limitations. It doesn't seem very romantic. What do you think? Does this stuff bother you? Or relationships ultimately reduced to exchanges like this? Is altruism even possible? Is this bad math? I mean, in our culture, does this stuff lead us to measure our spouses and divorce them, or is it actually a way of understanding and explaining the implications of a sinful world and help us understand the true issues of love and language? I tell you what, why don't we discuss that this week on YouTube instead of in the Blackboard? I'm talking about these two questions in particular. That way, if someone joins in, we can see what they add to the conversation. You know, add to the conversation. It's a social exchange joke. I thought you'd get it. Goodbye. See you next week.